Well, let's give it a shot.
But why not? Let's try it.
Welcome to the Average Minute. If we sound sick, it's probably because we're sick.
Because we are.
In more ways than one. But, you know.
I'm going to try not to laugh today. Because that brings on coughing fits. Cheers.
This is the first time I've drank since Saturday at the lake.
I wish I could say the same, but I can't.
I can't. I have a hard time. I have a hard time drinking through like a sinus slash, respiratory thing. If I'm trying to think of a sick where I do drink through it, definitely not nausea.
Well, hot toddies usually help.
Yeah, but I
clear
don't
things
I
up.
don't make a hot toddy. I've never made a hot toddy ever.
Well, that's basically a hot toddy, just warm it up in the microwave.
But I don't want to do that. What happens to the ice ball when you put it in the microwave? So I'm not exactly like
It's not an exact hot
thermodynamics expert, but pretty sure the ice ball doesn't survive the whole microwave experience.
Probably not.
I was having this conversation with somebody at work today about
ice balls.
No. So I've been on this whole like streak where, dude, I like reprogram my whole algorithm. Like it's all conspiracies, you know?
Dude, on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like everything is, this conspiracy, that conspiracy. A lot of them are true, likely.
All the stuff on Facebook you're talking about coming
or
up?
Or Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like anything where I got scoliosis happening.
Yeah.
Everything's like conspiracies.
Yeah.
You know?
Mine's a little different.
But I was having this conversation at work because we got somebody. I'm going to try to protect the innocent, but
do they listen?
I don't know, probably not.
It
don't matter. There's people. Let's just say it's somebody that might run into other people that do listen. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
they don't have it blaring in the body shop.
No,
all the stuff's going.
Not even a little. But they love not to know. They're like fucking David. They love not to know. Like they're blissfully unaware that there's like possibly other shit going on in the world than what the history books say or what the media has been saying for however long.
There's a lot of people like that.
It's amazing.
They live in their own little world. They have no clue what's going on.
It's amazing to me that you can go through life just going, oh yeah, that seems reasonable. Yeah. But with something, so this, how it came up was, people will go, oh, you're like one of those conspiracy theorists that don't believe we went to the moon.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, you're one of those people that believe there's a moon. But that's how it came. So we were talking about the whole going to the moon thing. Like, do you think that we went to the moon?
Why haven't we been back since?
Well, right. So where are you at?
And the first person on the moon, who was taking the fucking picture of the first guy getting on the moon?
Like, well, supposedly they had a camera mounted on the side of the lander, and yeah. Listen, there are so many holes in the story, and obviously neither of us were there. But I can't say either way. All I can say is that there's a compelling argument to be made for the idea that, okay, so Kennedy, before he dies, gets up there and goes, we're going to go to the moon, not because it's hard or not because it's easy, but because it's hard, whatever.
Right.
And within 10 years, we're on the moon.
Right.
Allegedly. Within 10 years.
In the 60s?
Yeah, 1969, allegedly, we put 2 dudes on the moon. Okay?
And they came back.
Right. So let's just... Somehow, between 1969 and 1972, we managed to put, 7? We had 7 missions to the moon? 7 successful missions to the moon between 1969 and 1972.
Okay.
Have not been back since, have not even tried to go back. Not because, whatever, we've been there, done that, who cares?
Right.
It's not about it costs too much money. if it was about it cost too much money, Elon would have gone to the moon himself already.
Right. Right.
It's not about that costs too much money. It's not worth it.
Okay, I'll go.
There's nothing there for us. Like it's
Yeah.
because we literally cannot send a human being past the Van Allen radiation belt. Like there's this whole radiation belt,
And the moon is past that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have not put a human being up to that point supposedly since 1972.
Was it not there then?
No, it was. No, it was. It wasn't like something that we made in the 70s because, you know,
Right.
pollution from making all the shitty cars we made in the 70s.
Right.
It was the idea that we had we somehow within 10 years of saying, we're going to go to the moon. We figured out how to go to the moon, successfully went there on the first try with humans.
Right.
Everybody came back alive, and everybody that went and came back, everybody's been able to go through. So it got brought up that, because they were like, well, what does that even mean? And I go, look, let's put it this way. You would have better luck wrapping yourself in aluminum foil and getting into your microwave for 2 hours
Right.
and coming out of that alive than you would going through the Van Allen radiation belt and coming back.
Right.
Like, you cannot put a living being through that amount of radiation and have them come back. But somehow in the 60s, we
Yeah.
figured that out.
How many manned rockets went up before they went to the moon?
Oh, we definitely had manned.
Like a bunch.
But we just orbited, you know,
Right, and
whatever.
came back.
And, you know, yeah.
Maybe they found a hole in it from all the rocket fuel up there. You know how we're putting the hole in the atmosphere.
You think we put a hole in the Van Allen radiation
You know,
belt
from all the
with
hairspray
number of
in
rockets?
the 70s and 80s.
I don't think Aquanet was really a thing until after that. I mean, they were still using fucking hair
beehives
grease,
and
weren't
shit.
they?
Well, the guys were, but the women were.
Oh, I don't know. I thought they sat under the hairdryer. They had that
Is that
big
what it
cone,
was?
the big cone of silence they'd
Right.
sit under
For an hour and a half.
at the salon while they're reading their fucking, you know, Good Housekeeping or whatever.
Right.
Cosmo.
Taking those stupid tests.
Yeah. Am I a good?
Housewife.
Yeah. Does my husband really love me? Is my husband having an affair? Is my husband banging the secretary? What year is
Yes.
it? 1960 something? Chances are pretty fucking good. Your husband's banging the secretary. I hate to break it to you, Dorothy, but
Yeah.
that's how that
Yeah.
works. You ever seen Mad Men? That's exactly how that works.
I have not seen that show.
You've never watched Mad Men?
No.
So it's funny. So it takes place in the 60s and 70s.
I heard it's really good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my gosh, you gotta fucking watch Mad Men, but it's pretty good. And so my grandfather was a pretty successful architect during those years, right?
Yeah.
Like worked at a big firm and stuff in California.
He was fucking a secretary.
Well, no. I have no idea. I wasn't there. I would hope not. I mean, my grandfather was a man of pretty good character.
Right. Yeah.
But I cannot watch Mad Men without going, well, shit, dude, that's like how it was. Like, homeboy would hop in his Jaguar XKE,
Yeah.
fucking go to the office, and, like, you know he had a sideboard, you know, and he's, like, mixing a cocktail at 10
yeah.
a.m., you know?
Yeah.
And that's just how it was
Unlike
back
my
then,
grandfather,
who was
the Mormon.
still coming across in a covered wagon.
the Mormon, and the
He didn't need a secretary because he had 13 wives.
right, exactly. I don't even think he worked back then. I don't know. Polygamous too. He was a polygamist.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was.
It's,
yeah.
who needs a secretary when you got... you know?
Right. They were all secretaries.
So, yeah, I forgot where I was going with
Your
that.
algorithms.
Yeah, so I totally reprogrammed my whole shit for now. It's everything conspiracy. I mean, you name it, dude. 9/11's an inside job. I mean, everything is. I mean, we're talking like crazy stuff, like you know, Leave It to Beaver, like, you know.
The Fruit of the Loom.
Well, that's all Mandela stuff.
Yeah.
But so what happened with that? So the whole we just brought it up just for the sake of saying, oh, that's what that is. When the whole of society believes one thing, but it never really
Never
was.
happened. Yeah.
So the theory behind that is that somebody, some kid, some like science prodigy kid back in, I don't know what year,
little asshole.
but back when kids like read books,
Right.
he came up with this theory that at some point, and I'm going to fuck this up because I don't know like real terminology, but at some point, I think it was like, oh, you know what? I think the theory was that in 2008, like the world blew up.
Yeah.
Like we did something went down where we did something and we basically blew up the world. Like, gone.
Started over.
No. What happened was it was such a cataclysm, like that it actually created, like knocked us off into a parallel dimension.
No.
Like our universe as we know it
Is gone.
But it took us and like knocked us off track into this parallel dimension where everything is like pretty much the same, except the Monopoly guy didn't have a monocle, and the Fruit of the Loom fruit never had a cornucopia, and Tito Jackson was never really a one of the Jackson Five, and you're just like, what?
Right.
No, Tito was there.
Tito was there, yeah. No, he wasn't.
So that's the theory behind the Mandela effect, is that
Gotcha.
we remember it because we were there when it was real.
Right.
And then we got knocked into this alternate dimension where everything is like mostly real except for,
Yeah.
But he was like, oh yeah. And then like even my writings in my journal, like I know what I wrote, but then you go back and look at my journal and it says something different from back before,
Yeah.
It's like, all right, dude.
Sounds like Loki. The show Loki on Disney Plus.
I'm aware of
where their timeline is a little fucked up.
Yeah.
You got to go save it or whatever.
I don't know where I see. I don't think I have the mental capacity to wrap my head around like infinite dimensions.
Yeah.
Like that's where a lot of people think that like we're being visited by aliens or whatever. It's not really aliens. It's like us from these alternate timelines where we instead of developing the combustion engine, we go off on this other technological path where we develop all this crazy other shit that we can't even comprehend because we never went down that road as a species.
Right.
We developed all this other stuff instead.
But in this dimension, they're figuring it all out.
And we figured out how to interdimensional travel.
We're in the stupid dimension.
And we're the cavemen basically that are sitting here, banging rocks together,
Right.
and they're going, hey, why can't you just hop
Haven't
dimensions?
figured out how to go to the moon
like we
yet.
can,
Right.
Here. Ooh, you know what? That's part of it may be in the Mandela effect.
Have we been to the moon?
We actually have been to the moon, but we got knocked to where nobody.
Now that makes sense.
Nobody can remember how we did it. We just know that we did, but we have the best scientists. We're talking. How long has it been since 1972? What is that? 53 years.
Yeah.
So you're telling me in 10 years, we figured out how to get to the moon, destroyed all of that because of the Cold War. We didn't want it to fall in the wrong hands. We destroyed all of the technology. We were like, nope, we did it. First ones, nobody else can do it. We're
Right.
destroying the technology, all the records, everything that could teach you how to do it, we're going to destroy. Cold War's over. You're telling me, let's say 53 years. How long has it been since the Cold War's been over? 90 something. So like
long
at
time,
least
yeah.
30 years, right?
Yeah.
You're telling me that with all the top minds internationally, by the way, not just in America,
Yeah.
but internationally, we can't, in the
Why
last
hasn't China
30
been there?
plus years, we can't figure it out again
Right.
with like better technology,
Yeah.
better everything.
Better rockets, better
everything
everything.
is exponentially better than what we had back then, and we still can't figure out how to do it because
Can't get through that radiation field.
it's an unsolvable problem. Like we
Right.
can't figure out how to shield ourselves from that amount of radiation.
I guess not.
But somehow in the 60s we had
Yeah.
it. We had, we had worse technology than your stupid Texas Instruments calculator that you had in fucking school. But somehow, because we had black chicks doing the math,
Right,
we got
exactly.
through the Van Allen radiation belt And then,
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was a black chick doing the math.
well, I'm sure we still have lots of those.
I'm sure. Absolutely.
You know, with all the DEI.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sorry, I need to. I'm not apologizing for the racist jokes. I'm apologizing that we're coughing.
Coughing,
because
yeah.
we're sick. I'll never apologize for Whip being full racist. It's fine.
I'm not even going to argue with you.
If you know,
about
you
that.
know. We're not. If you know, you know. Not even a little, dude.
So my algorithm is a little different. All of a sudden, all my phone and everything, all my little reels and everything was coming up. How cheap is it to live in the Philippines?
Ooh, you know why?
Check out the Philippines. Why?
Because
What
we
did
were
you
having
do?
that whole conversation about moving to the Caribbean.
You know what? Maybe.
What do they call it? Expatriating or whatever?
Expats.
Yeah. Because we were having that whole discussion about getting the
all right.
fuck out of Dodge
Now it makes
and
sense
going
now.
somewhere.
Okay.
And how much
Because
would
I'm like, why is all this shit coming up
how
now?
much would it take to be able to live down there?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, the Caribbean's a little different than the Philippines. But the
Well, the
Philippines, you can
Philippines
live
is
comfortably for like
Yeah.
$1,800 a month.
Yeah, you need to, yeah,
Comfortably.
right.
So I'm just
Well,
like,
but the problem with that, well, you're talking about retirement because there's no work down there.
no work. You have
Did
to
you know that
retire
the number one export from the Philippines?
there. Ladyboys?
Well, no, that you're thinking of Thailand, but they don't export them; they just keep them there, and you go visit them.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I ever have, but
Philippines don't have ladyboys?
I'm not saying I've never been there,
Oh, neither have I.
but I do know that what their biggest export is
What's that?
Filipinos. I'm not. It's not even a joke.
Yeah.
Like, and we're not talking immigration.
That's another thing, too.
They're only like the only thing that they have going for them as a country is they export labor. Like they literally will take like a vast percentage of their population leaves the country and goes and works internationally and sends back money, to the
back
family. And every year they send a box, like this giant box. It's like around Christmas time. They send like this one giant box. I'm not even making this up.
No,
I watched a whole documentary about it.
I've seen it on the reels.
Yeah.
Where they get their box
Yep.
from their family.
That is the number one export of the Philippines is Filipinos.
That's funny.
It's crazy. And they're like big into, you know what they're big into in the Philippines? Morrissey. Morrissey. You know, like the Smiths. The band is the Smiths. Morrissey is the singer, and then he went solo as Morrissey.
Right.
But yeah, like Morrissey is to the Philippines as like Michael Jackson was to the United States.
Yeah.
Like it's every karaoke bar, which they're also big on.
Yeah.
But it's like they got cover bands and shit, and they're like, "Take me out tonight," and they got like American accents, but then they're all shinky when they're not.
Why is that? They sing American but talk
It's
in Filipino.
I don't know. That's how it goes. But they're like big into billiards, fucking Morrissey karaoke, and then they export labor out of the country. Like that's what they're known. And lumpia.
So that's why all this shit's coming up on my phone.
Probably.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is all this?
And I'll tell you what, I have I'm pretty sure I'd rather go to Syria than the Philippines.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Why?
I just have no interest to go there. Super humid, gross. They got critters. Dude,
so is Miami, but we went there.
They got critters. They got fucking Filipinos, which are they're basically Mexicans from the Pacific, you know.
That's just a long swim for them.
It's they're Mexican Asians is what they are. Half of them are named Castro.
You can make the cough again.
Well, that's fine. Maybe we should get off the what I don't like about other countries. I'll tell you what's wrong with the Philippines. You got too many damn Filipinos. and out there in podcast land, I swear to Christ, if you think I'm like seriously biased against any of these, these people that I make jokes about,
he is.
I am not.
You should hear him off the podcast. Oof.
Plenty of you have, so I welcome everybody.
Good morning, Missy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good one.
I figure I better get
I mean, she's white, so I don't think you could be whiter than Missy. That's the name of
Well,
that.
not after the weekend they have.
Could you be whiter than Missy? Is there anyone whiter than Missy? Whiter, not wider. There's plenty of people whiter than Missy.
Get lots.
Like average.
Yeah.
Pretty wide.
Me too. I feel like I'm getting wider by the minute.
It happens, because that metabolism slows down. Mine's been non-existent for 20 years.
I'm sure losing weight.
Well, that's only because I'm doing this whole gluten-free thing.
Yeah. And not eating, only eating once a day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't eat. I take a protein shake like midday just to get me through the rest of the day. And then, this is kind of like a fruit salad.
Do you usually take it on the face or in the mouth?
Protein shake, anywhere I can get it. So that's the best when you got to wring out your beard. That's going to be one of those shorts that makes it up on the internet.
Right.
It's fine.
Oh, I'm trying not to laugh because I'm going to start coughing.
Well, I'm not trying to say anything funny. Speaking of, I'll tell you why I haven't drank since Saturday instead of Sunday. So we were in Havasu, and we were talking about it off the podcast about when I was in the height of feeling like shit, and it was when we were in Havasu.
Yeah.
But the weather was dicey as shit on Sunday. If you live in the Phoenix area, you know that.
Damn. Finally, got some
It didn't
rain.
really make it to Havasu until like way later. Like
Yeah.
when we were driving home, we decided to come home early Sunday, earlier than we normally do.
That's strange in itself.
But we were coming through Siloam, not coming through Siloam, but passing it on the 10.
Yeah.
And that's when we hit the weather. It was making its way that way. But so Sunday we woke up, decided not to go out on the boat because the weather forecast was dicey. It was calling for rain earlier than we thought, and it just looked like shit. It wasn't supposed to be that hot. It just didn't seem like it was going to be an enjoyable day out there.
Yeah.
So we were like, you know what, fuck it. Let's just cover the boat up, just hang out. Maybe we'll go eat lunch somewhere that we haven't been or whatever. Just tool around, and then we'll go home early. That way we're not, a wreck for going to work on Monday like we normally are. So we do that. We just take our time getting ready and everything. And I'm like, hey, and here's the thing. I'm not going to name because I really don't want to go there. But I'm like, hey, why don't we go to this place? Because it's fairly new. Like it just recently opened.
Yeah.
It's a place we haven't been. But you can't drive through town without seeing it. If that gives you any indication. It's down kind of close to the bridge. But anyway, I'm like, hey, let's go to that place and check it out, see what's going on. She's like, oh, okay, cool. Sounds good. What time do they open? We look it up. Oh, they open at 11. All right. Well,
Perfect.
So we go there not that long after 11. There's nobody in there. And it's cool. It's nice place. They got it made up real nice. Everything looks nice. People are nice. Everything's good. This is why I don't want to burn them down.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, I'm not setting you up for it was fucking horrible. I'm just saying. So we go in, their drink menu is super limited. Their beer list is nothing on their beer list. I'm going, oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And they have cocktail list, and I can't for the life of me think of, they're going to make me an old fashioned that's worth a damn.
Right.
Meanwhile, it's 11 a.m. I haven't eaten. I'm not ordering an old fashioned. I'm just looking for something to drink.
Sunday fun day.
Yeah, while I'm
something to maintain.
Yeah, while I'm eating
Maintenance
lunch.
drink.
And so Kelly orders this drink that comes out in this fucking 6-ounce Collins glass. It's all small.
Yeah.
$14.
Oh,
I
2
order
drinks,
I
it's
order
gone.
a $12 cocktail, and it comes out in this giant wine glass. It's all frilly, and they make a flower out of the lime, and I'm like, oh. Kelly's got this
$8
super masculine fucking glass in front of her, and I'm pinky up, ooh, with my little umbrella, and and I'm like, Jesus Christ, because it was tequila.
Did you trade?
Dude, she drank both. Because I took one sip, and I'm like, nope.
Nope.
Tequila sounded good because I haven't, had it in a while. But that's usually
you are
my
a connoisseur,
go-to.
yeah.
And I'll tell you what, my palate sure is changing.
Well, look the whiskey you're drinking.
I know. I got that.
It's the Still Austin.
It is.
What else you got up there tonight? Oh, Buffalo Trace. Walcott. That's pretty good too.
It is. I got rid of it. I finished up, I think last week I finished up that, the other one that I had.
Casket? The cask?
No, that's what this is. It's on the counter in there. No, I had another bottle of, shit, what the fuck was it called? I think it's part of Buffalo Trace, or it's like Chris Stapleton has something to do with it.
Oh, the Travelers?
Yeah, that's what I finished up last week. But anyway, yeah. So
That's pretty good too.
I just don't have a taste for tequila anymore. Like it's not like, ooh, gross, I don't like it. But I was just like,
Was it not a Reposado or was
it? Was.
Was it?
Yeah. And that's why I was like, yeah, give me one of those, because then it had some other shit mixed in. And I'm like, it sounds good, It was not. Yeah, it was giant. I'm like,
Kelly's got a
it's
shot.
It was dumb. I'm like, oh, that's dumb. Here. And she's like, oh, it's not that bad. And I'm like, well, you're having it, I took her water, so I'm like double fisting the waters. And so they come out and they're like, oh, do you want to hear the special today? Soup of the day or whatever. It's either soup of the day or the special. It's soup of the day. Some fucking sausage gumbo with brown rice and like some other shit in it. And I'm like, actually, it sounds pretty good. It's cloudy, rainy day. It's not that hot. I'm like, all right, today would be the day. And so we order, I forget. Oh, they had Brussels sprouts on the menu. So Kelly's obligated.
Right, got to get them.
So order the Brussels sprouts. We order the gumbo, just a cup, not a bowl. I just want to taste it,
Yeah.
And then we each ordered like a sandwich. And so they bring out the fucking Brussels sprouts and they bring out the gumbo. And the gumbo, the cup is like a regular sized bowl. So I don't know what the bowl is. If they bring out like the Jethro bowl or something.
Same bowl as your glass size.
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, cool. 2 spoons. Kelly has like a fucking tiny ass little bite of it. And she's like, oh, that's pretty good. So then I go and I'm like, oh yeah, that is pretty good. I have a couple bites. And I'm like, let me get one of that with the sausage, and I'm like fishing for like the chunks, you know? Get this big bite and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And I'm like chewing up the sausage. All of a sudden I'm like, fuck is that? And and there's this fucking plastic thing, and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like, what is that? Some plastic, like weird. I've never seen anything like it. Piece of plastic, and I'm like, I just put it down. I just put it down on Kelly's plate, and she's like, oh, I don't know, but don't make a big deal. And I'm like, okay, well,
right. They could have killed me, but
whatever.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, it was like 1 inch by 1 inch, piece of plastic by. Anyway, I'm like, whatever, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, hey, bring the manager. Like, I'm not that guy, dude. I did that once. Like, I was at a Red Lobster. I'm like, bro, I literally bit into a Band-Aid. Fucking called the manager over, and he's like, oh, let me see it. And he like reaches out, and he's got a big giant cut on his hand with like the tan line. And I'm like, oh, you got to be shitting me.
Oh, that was his Band-Aid.
I'm like, so I don't want to know. Like, I don't care. I already did. The damage is already done. Like, I've already eaten whatever. So, like, I don't need to be, like, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how free you make it. Like, I don't care. Like, that's not what it's about. I'm not trying to be that guy that's going to.
But still, take care of it for me.
Whatever. I don't care. So
it's like biting into a hamburger with a piece of paper still on it.
I don't want to make a scene. So I don't say anything. And we're waiting for the rest of the food to come out. And I'm like, I drank so much water at that point. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Meanwhile, mind you, we're like the only ones in there. And so I go in the bathroom, and it's nice.
Don't tell me it's a piece of the toilet.
I don't know. I would hope not. But I go in there, and first of all, dude, I got a rule. Like, I don't know where you're at. It's different. Like with you guys, like we'll casually, we'll say shit to each other in the bathroom. But like as a rule, like with randos,
Right? Yeah, you don't talk.
I'm not having a conversation with
Right.
another dude while I'm
No.
holding my dick. Like
No.
that's generally
And
not.
never take the center stall if there's 3 of them.
No. So I'm standing there, and I'm in there alone, and I do my thing, and I'm at the sink, and I'm washing my hands and whatever. Fucking door opens, the chef comes in, and I don't know if you've ever seen a colostomy bag.
I have not.
Well, apparently this guy lost the fucking.
Oh no! Don't you fucking say it.
He didn't outright like say, "Hey, I lost a piece," like the nozzle thing that like, but he's like, sorry, man, I had to change out my colostomy bag, whatever. And I'm like, that's a hell of a thing to say to somebody that's eating in your establishment, first of all.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm the guy that just fucking ate the end of your fucking colostomy bag. In my head, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Meanwhile, he's having this whole conversation. He's like, oh, hell, and I'm just standing there mortified, like reliving every second, like, no. Like, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's the chef.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Oh,
that's how it made
Is
its
it a
way
1
into
inch
the
by
food.
1 inch piece?
I have no idea. I don't know what a
should
colostomy
have
bag
asked him.
looks
Say,
like.
hey, wait, I got something.
Yeah, like hold on, let me run to
isn't
my
my food.
Let me go to my gumbo and get out your
Right.
fucking nozzle of your like whatever. I don't know what the fuck, like how that works. I don't. So I'm just like, I gotta get out of here.
Oh, that didn't instantly make you sick.
Well, the idea of it. I mean, I was already sick, but
Well, yeah, but like nauseous.
it was bad.
Oh, dude.
But I'm just first of all, I don't know that that's what, because how do you go from like the fucking side of the guy to in the gumbo and not have there
Maybe
be
it has some pressure behind it.
I guess was it that full? Like, the colostomy bag was that full that it just
Maybe.
like a zit,
Maybe.
just where the hard piece hits the mirror,
And he's looking around for it, listening for it to hit the ground. Ding, 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 ding.
but meanwhile it's bloop 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 down to the bottom of the
your fucking
gumbo
gumbo.
pot.
The first spoonful out of the gumbo is your
Christ,
fucking...
dude. Well, that's because they got to stir
Either
it
that
up.
or he
It's
lost
been
it
sitting
days
there.
ago and he was just reheating it.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows if
It's just
if,
bad
if
timing.
it was even that, dude? It could have been something totally different.
Oh, my God.
You know, because it wasn't like the gumbo was good. It was. Had I not gone into the bathroom, I'd had a positive experience with the gumbo, aside from the foreign weird piece of plastic that did not belong in the gumbo. But now that there's a chance that it could have been associated with a colostomy bag.
Oh, my
It's
God.
like,
No.
yeah, yeah.
Were you like looking at it and checking it out? Like, did this...
No,
where'd
looking
this
at the
piece-
guy's colostomy
Yeah.
bag. Why would I be looking at his
Because
colostomy
you're thinking
bag?
a
It wasn't
piece
like
came
he was
off of
doing
it.
it at the sink next to me. Like he was in the stall. He like went in the stall. Well, you need some privacy to change out your colostomy bag.
So he told you, hey, dude, I'm changing out my
No,
colostomy
he was
bag.
like messing around. Like, and he's like, oh shit, like where's?
Where's this piece?
Yeah, and he's like, oh, sorry.
Where's this 1 inch by 1 inch piece?
Yeah, where's this? I haven't seen it
man.
since I made the gumbo this morning. It was one of those things where I'm going, this can't be happening to me. Like, why is this happening to me? I can't even believe it.
The first Sunday ever, we never got on the boat.
Yeah, and I go and eat the colostomy gumbo. That's the name. Never eat the colostomy gumbo.
Right.
Christ.
Oh, my
Dude, it
God.
was so bad. Just the idea of it was.
Now, when you get back to the table, were you like looking at this piece, like, how could that fit on a colostomy bag?
I have no idea. I still have no idea how that even works. You know what I'm picturing is one of those, you ever get those Ziplocs that have the plastic like zipper things? And I'm going, is that how a colostomy bag works? Like you can just unzip it and like dump it out and then reseal it?
That I don't know.
Like,
I think there's a portal.
Is it good for travel? Like you can seal, like put it in the freezer and
Maybe.
like,
I don't know. But I think there's a portal that is in the side, and a hose hooks to it,
right?
and it drains out into this bag that's down on your leg or your,
Well, how do you drain the bag?
I don't know. Maybe you like cut off the tube and then take the bag off, and I don't know.
Seal it?
Or pour it
with
out.
with a
Maybe you got to squeeze it to get it out. You know, like a wine bag. You know, just get the last little bit of wine out.
like a cake frosting thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like why?
I don't know, man.
Dude, all I know is it's not proven. I'm not making any.
Now I know why you didn't say their name.
I'm not making any accusations. I don't want to get them shut down. They just opened. Their food tasted good.
Well, yeah.
It was,
Maybe it didn't, and just colostomy tastes great.
it was earthy. The gumbo was earthy. It had that brown rice.
It was white when it went down.
Well, so the colostomy thing, it's like not fully digested because it doesn't make it to your asshole. It comes right out of your intestine into this thing. The whole idea is you can't digest food properly, so you got to eat it, goes through your stomach, and then before it goes through your lower intestine, it comes out into this bag. So you got semi-digested food sitting in this colostomy bag.
Maybe that's where the corn came from, the gumbo.
There wasn't any corn in there.
Then it wasn't a gumbo.
Well, really?
I don't know.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever had corn in the gumbo.
I don't know.
But
it depends on what state you're in, apparently.
Anyway, I don't want to burn them down.
Man.
If you're local to the Havasu area, you can probably figure out by deduction what places have opened recently.
I can't wait to hear
in
it.
proximity.
I think I know what it is.
To the London Bridge, but
yeah, I think I know what it is.
It's not like right by the bridge, but it's closer to the bridge than it is to where we stay.
Right.
So
we'll hear it off air.
And again, it's
man.
Who knows, dude? Who knows? It could be there could be an honest explanation for all of it. I thought it was super weird that there was even that the word colostomy even came up in a restaurant.
In the bathroom from the chef.
Well, at least it was the bathroom. It wasn't like he came out to the table. Hey, folks, how you enjoying the food? Oh, excuse me, I got to go empty my colostomy bag.
Right.
At least
and you're going, does this go to it?
At least it was in the bathroom. And it was one of those situations where he started talking to me about the beard. Oh, hey, man. Oh, killer beard. I wish I could grow something like that. I don't have the the same old bullshit. I don't have the patience for it. Yeah, man. Yeah, the first couple months are rough. Oh, hey, sorry. I got to deal with my colostomy bag. What?
Did you say I'm kind of attached to it?
Okay, bye. I normally do. I hate that too.
Nice beard. I'm kind of attached to it.
Yeah. It's what else are you gonna say?
Know.
It's dumb. And furthermore, I like when people. Oh, that guy. That's a dumb line. Well, yeah, that was a dumb fucking question.
Don't compliment my beard.
Don't fucking call me ZZ Top. Don't say
everybody.
Jesus Christ, dude! I've never heard that before. You haven't? Yes, I have.
It's like Whipple. Oh, please don't squeeze the Charmin. Oh. Are you related to Mr. Whipple? I'm like, yeah, he's my dad.
Yeah, you are Mr. Whipple.
Yeah. So it's whatever. So, oh man.
Anyway, I'm gonna. You know what? Let's get off the colostomy bag thing.
Yeah.
Let's take. Speaking of colostomy, let's take a prostate break, and then we'll regroup, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We're almost time for another one because I've drank so much of this old fashioned.
You should have probably made two.
I know.
That's why I'm drinking beer today because it's just I go
it's
through those.
It's easier to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there will be times where I'm on a roll. And I look over and I'm like, fuck, he ain't got no vodka left, but I ain't stopping.
Keep going.
And you're jiggling the ice.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that last one.
I hear you, but I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping for you or anybody.
I hear you.
But I've been drinking this whole drink, trying to think, but nothing happens.
I hear you. That happens a lot.
Where we're going next, because we're not going back to the colostomy fucking gumbo. Mrs. Average swears up and down is not colostomy gumbo, but you know what? I got my doubts.
So she said the piece that came off, the Ziploc bag with the little square on it.
Yeah, the little zip top thing.
That's the little piece that came off. So if a colostomy bag has a zip top bag
well, if you're going to freeze it for a stool sample.
Would you freeze? Would you just reach in there and grab some?
Just... what?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me get these loose bits.
I don't know. There's a piece of poo. Let me grab that one.
I don't think it's not even poo.
I don't know.
It's semi-digested food. I don't think it's poo.
I'm sure it smells.
I don't think it's poo till it goes through the colon.
I don't know. I don't know how that.
You know what? I'm
not a poo expert.
as somebody that's not a proctologist. You know, I mean, I've dealt with my share of assholes, but I am not a
softball.
I am not
the park.
not a proctologist. Anyway, you were saying during the prostate break.
So I watched this movie today, Trial by Fire, I think it's called.
Yep, I've seen it.
Have you?
Yep, where the dude like the house burns down with the kids in it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and he like yeah.
Good movie.
He didn't burn the kids in the house.
No, he
ultimately
didn't. He was innocent.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry. Yeah, Texas law.
Yeah. Well,
or I shouldn't say Texas law.
and
it happened in Texas.
mind you, I don't necessarily argue against. I mean, it's one of these, proving innocence after already being convicted.
Right.
The uphill battle
Yeah.
of dealing with post-conviction exoneration,
Right.
which is way harder than just
Absolutely.
proving you're not guilty in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyway,
Turns out the people that set him up had the evidence and buried it again.
yeah, because like a lot of district attorneys or prosecutors, they don't want their record to get
Yeah,
fucked
right?
up because what happens is not only do they end up losing that case, but then they go, oh well,
Let's look at all your other
what
cases.
other cases did you try
Exactly.
where you can't have that.
Yep.
So
Yep. And they want to get reelected and everything else.
rightfully so, because now there's doubt cast on all the, and it could be you could have a 99% accuracy rate,
Absolutely.
but that one guy that you fucked up, and
Yeah.
now all of a sudden they go back and they look at everything, and now for that one that you fucked up, now you could be letting other people that are truly guilty
Yep.
out because you done fucked up on that one. So
Or if an expert testified and now
Right.
he's been barred or whatever.
Yep.
They go back and look at all
Yep.
the cases
oh,
that he
how many
testified
how
on.
many
Oh,
cases did he
let's
was
check
he
this out.
instrumental in?
Anyways, where I was going with that was, so you're on death row.
Which I kind of am. I mean,
Well, we all are. All right. Good morning, Missy. What would your last
staying out of
meal
that
be?
one.
Would you go like
that's a good question.
a big, huge meal and
I'm
shit
going-
all over the place
I'm
after
going,
you're dead?
I'm going colostomy gumbo.
Yes. Was that good? Huh?
No, it was pretty good, but it wasn't. It wasn't. No, wasn't death row worthy. You know what? That's a good question.
Would you get a plethora of like little things?
I
or-
have because, dude, here's the thing. You ain't gonna remember it anyway.
True.
It's like how do you want to die? Like,
Yeah. Well, he had no choice. He
no,
was-
no. But what I mean is, ultimately, when you're dead, no regrets.
matter, yeah.
No regrets. Like you have no regrets about any of it.
Right.
Oh, I should have done this before I died. I should have done this differently.
Right.
I had an opportunity to die quicker this way. Like,
Right.
all right, nobody cares. Like, you don't care.
I'm slowly killing myself with these.
Well, and don't get me wrong. If given the choice, I'm choosing swift death over agonizing death.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Just because nobody wants to go through that, and I don't wish that on anybody. But all I'm saying is, when it's done,
Right.
it's not like you're going back going, shit, I should have ordered the 3-bean salad. like,
Would you rather drown or be like burned to death?
I think I'm going to go with drown over burn.
Because burn probably hurt.
Drown.
The pain would be.
Drown, you pass out. I feel like you pass out quicker. And once you're passed out, it's over.
Yeah.
But I feel like you pass out quicker drowning than you do
Probably.
burning. I think burning, you're in agonizing pain for a long time before you're actually out.
Are you though?
I don't know.
Because I think sometimes
I've never
when you're,
burned anybody, so
No,
I don't.
but-
I've
no,
never
but-
like, hey, how do you?
You ever
how,
smashed your
How does
finger
that
and
feel?
feel like
Start the clock. Like, I've never.
when does he pass out?
Yeah, I've never done that, nor do I plan to. But from what I can tell, I don't know. I'd probably have to go with that. It's less painful, probably, to drown.
Drowning, probably.
Depending on what kind of water you're in.
So they say when you, like, if you jump off a building.
You're dead before you hit.
Yeah, because you panic so much that you just freaking pass out.
How do they know?
I don't know. I don't know.
I would like to know. I would like to know how they know.
I could see it, though. I mean, you'd be fucking freaking this fuck out.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
When you know you're going to die.
For sure.
You know, I mean, fuck.
Like the people that jumped out of the World Trade Center.
Yeah. I mean, they're just trying to survive, yeah.
Well, they're not trying to survive. They know they're going to die, and they're choosing, I'll just jump instead of burning up in this inferno.
Right, true.
You know, from this jet fuel that's melting the beams, the structural beams of the...
But what a position to put yourself in to make that decision.
To just
they didn't put themselves into it.
Choose the quickest way out?
Yeah.
I got a choice.
Fuck it, I'll jump.
I can either burn up or I can jump to my death.
Jump, I might survive, but...
No. There is no I might survive. Nobody in their right mind is going, I might limp away from this. Like, dude, it ain't the movies. Nobody's going, the garbage truck is going to be driving by right at the right minute.
Right, yeah. Maybe that's what they seen.
There's zero...
The guys down there with the...
Zero chance, dude. You're on the 123rd floor.
The guys down there with that big round thing trying to catch you.
Yeah.
Maybe they put up a bag.
The fire crew.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
One of those big airbags.
That's not how any of it worked.
No, okay.
At all.
Just wondering.
I wasn't there.
Neither was I.
I lost my uncle in the 9/11 memorial.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we lost track of him for like an hour.
Fuck. I knew you were fucking... I should have known. Fuck. That's a bird.
Yeah, yep.
That's a bird.
That's not mine. I feel like that's another Jezzelneck, but he's way darker. He talks about losing his grandfather in the Holocaust museum.
Oh, God. So what would your last meal be?
I don't know.
Would you go something that you really like?
So here's the thing. Well, okay.
Just bring me fucking prison food. I've been eating it for the last fucking 25 years.
Probably not. I also have heard a statistic that like the number of people that actually eat the food is like there's a lot of people that don't. They don't even, there's like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Like they don't even eat it. But I've also heard that they do. And then there was this one guy that was like fucking retarded that they put him, like no joke, like legit retard. And they put him on death row because he killed some people, but he was like not all there. Right. And then he like ordered his last meal, and then he ordered like a cherry pie or something for dessert. And then he's like, told the guard, he's like, oh, I'm gonna save this for later.
Right.
Like didn't eat it. Like I'm gonna like had no idea. Like I'm going to die right now.
That was a movie too, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think I've heard that story before.
But it's if it's true, it's true. If it's from a movie, then I'm inserting it into my what's true category.
I think it was a true story, though. Yeah.
But I don't know. Here's the thing: is it specific? Can you say like, oh, I want a rack of ribs from this barbecue place, or is it like, okay, dude, we're not going to fucking Eric's Barbecue in Avondale. We can get you some ribs.
Right. Like, yeah, they're not going to be from Eric's,
Right. Like, that's what I mean. Like, can I get the lemon tree roll from the sushi place in Havasu? Or
Saki sushi.
Or is it like, okay, so what's in it? And then we're just going to have our
where's the ponzu? Fucking
Hiroshito fucking guy make something similar?
I don't know. I thought it was whatever you wanted, they get you.
I don't know. I've been on death row as many times as you have.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. I'd probably go something Mexican food or something. I don't know.
You'd go Mexican?
I love Mexican food, dude. Love it. Love it.
Huh. That's surprising.
Where was the ew?
No, I don't.
That's what you do.
No, I love Mexican food. Okay, Bob. Like, try to... Oh, you know what you do? You know what I don't like about you that you say ew. God damn. I don't do that. I mean, I might. I have.
Or you'll go, fuck that place.
No, I love Mexican food myself. I just find it interesting that out of all the different types of food, you wouldn't get like the fucking Sylvia chicken salad wrap
Oh, that would be good.
for death row for your
I'd like
last
to have that for like
last meal.
brunch. Like, you know, when I wake up in the morning that day.
A mimosa and a
Yeah.
and a Sylvia chicken salad wrap.
A morning glory when I wake up with a chicken fried steak.
Okay. So
Two
you're going.
eggs.
You're just
Do the whole day. You know, why not just
Just
do the whole fucking
a
day?
smattering of all
Yeah.
your faves.
Yeah.
Huh.
Why not?
All right. No.
Just have a fucking spread, you know, and eat 3 bites of each
I
one.
think they call it a last meal,
Yeah.
not a last
Spread.
smorgasbord.
It's not like the last picture.
Yeah, it's
Or
not the Last
picture.
Supper.
Last supper, last picture.
Yeah, I'd like all 12 of my
Right.
best, closest friends.
Right.
And Judas, the guy that turned me in.
Yeah.
I'd like him
The guy that
there.
screwed me.
Yeah.
The snitch. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Mexican food.
Do you think that anybody at the Last Supper was like, "Hey, thanks for having us to the Last Supper"? And he's like, "The what?"
Was it right?
Oh shit, Judas, you didn't tell him.
What do you mean the
And all of a
Last
sudden,
Supper?
like, search warrant. Like, what the fuck, Judas?
Hold this cross.
Yeah, what the fuck is this? The Last Supper?
Why is it the last one?
I invited y'all over for supper. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, Jesus. Maybe. I don't know.
Probably not. That's why everybody's all arguing in that painting, the Da Vinci painting.
Is that why they're all on the same side
well,
of the table?
It's either that or they couldn't figure out who's paying the bill.
Right.
You know, like
They're looking over it.
Yeah, they're like, "Whoa, hey, no, remember I got some of them loaves and fishes from the." Like,
You had the Brussels sprouts.
yeah,
I don't think they had Brussels sprouts. Back
no,
then.
but
Probably not.
no, I only ordered water. I don't know how this wine got here. Like
Because he turned it into wine.
religion humor. It's better than racist humor.
Right. Is it?
We're not as good at it though,
Is
for
it?
some reason. It's weird. It's weird. How could we not be as good at like Judeo-Christian jokes as we are at you know?
Because I'm supposed to be Mormon.
You're not Mormon.
I guess I know I'm not.
You're not Mormon.
I'm not religious
you're,
either.
You got a problem with the coloreds, but you're not. You're not Mormon. You're like old school Mormon.
No.
So Ham, Shem, and Japheth were the 3 sons of Noah,
Okay.
right?
I don't know.
No.
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay, so no, you know Noah's Ark,
I'm not. Yeah.
the whole like, hey, we're gonna
All
take
the animals,
yeah. The whole world's gonna get wiped out. This major cataclysm.
except for the termites. You didn't want the termites. On.
Well, they bore their way into the. That's why they only lasted 40 days on the boat because the boat was falling apart. That's why there's no remnants of the boat.
Oh.
Damn termites.
I don't know. There was one over there in Phoenix a little bit ago.
What, termite?
No, the Noah's Ark exhibition or whatever.
Yeah, but that's not the actual ark. Anyway, what I'm getting at is you make a boat out of wood, you're bringing the termites whether you like it or not.
Probably.
And that's how they survived.
Yeah.
Although, I was reading an article today about the teredo worms.
Okay.
Look that up.
Is that-
I don't have time to talk about it
Is
right
that like
here.
the
But it's
Palo Verde beetle? Not the Palo Verde beetles, but those big.
no, they're worms.
fat, yeah.
They're worms, and they're actually similar to. They're more like a clam than they are like a worm, biologically. But they're more like a worm. That's why they're called worms. They're like yay big. But
Okay.
anyway, they burrow in. They're sea creatures, and they burrow into to wood things, which is why they're actually responsible for more loss of like vessels over history.
How do you know this shit? Seriously.
Listen, I don't know because
all right.
because I read because you know why? It's because these
You
articles.
read stupid shit
Yeah,
is what you read.
It's because that shit comes up on my thing when I'm sitting there and I got scoliosis, and I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. What's that? And then I'll read shit, And I'll be like, all right, well, that didn't really enrich my life.
So what are you on Facebook? Or you're just on the internet just scrolling?
Yeah, or any type of social media where.
See, you finish the internet with stupid bullshit.
Dude, I seen this great. And it was going to be a good, like, one of the artwork for the podcast.
Yeah.
If we ever had one that was called like Whip Finishes the Internet, and it's like, and it's a meme, and it's like the guy's fucking wrist like this, and it's like, no, I don't masturbate. And then it's like my wrist, and it looks like this, but then it's got like a full pecs and then like a 6-pack right here. And I'm like, dude, that is fucking Whip's wrist from finishing the internet. But no, like that's like my algorithm is consumed with like random shit. Like I follow weird. Like, I follow a lot of libertarian stuff, and then a lot of, like, weird, like, random history type, like...
You are into the history stuff.
Battle of whatever, and, like, just weird people you've never heard of that were part of, like major occurrences, you know, and you're like, oh...
People should know, but they don't?
Yeah, like, just, like, shit like that. And then sometimes it's like in one ear, out the. I'm like, I don't even give a shit. Other times I'm like, oh, that's interesting, and I move on, and then who knows? And then if I recall it, but I don't sit there and go, I got to remember that. Like, I was never sitting there going, I got to remember the Teredo worm. Like,
that's the thing. You let shit go out one ear, and then it comes up at fucking obscure times.
It's because, you know why?
Like, that's
and
why
I'll tell you why.
That's why you made a podcast.
Because when I was sitting there and I'm going, how I read it, because I'm not I'm not full dyslexic or anything. Like, I don't have like a learning disability, but sometimes when I just like read shit, I'll read it wrong. Yeah. And I'm going, oh, torpedo worm. Like, that's weird. And so that's what piqued my interest, actually, was I'm like, what's a fucking torpedo worm?
What did it say?
And then I started reading it, and I'm like, oh, it's not torpedo. It's like Teredo. And I'm going, okay.
I do the same thing.
But it like made sense to me because they have this little schematic of how it burrows into the wood. And like they have this little drawing from like way back in the day where these people that were like the shipbuilders back in like the Columbus era and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're attributing like the defeat of the Spanish Armada to these worms, right? So they're basically the termites of the sea. So what happens is you build all these boats out of wood.
Right.
You launch them into the sea, and then you make your way across the sea. Well, along the way, you're picking up these fucking worms that are eating away at the boat, and then all of a sudden,
pick them up though if they're
because they're in the sea.
Well, I understand that, but the boat, they're not floating on top of the water, are they?
No, but like in port or anywhere,
okay.
You're not just constantly.
I see.
Fucking,
because if the ship is moving, it don't pick up barnacles, does it?
No, not necessarily.
You know what I mean? It's got to be in the port or somewhere.
Usually where it's hanging out.
So they're probably in shallower water, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like clams, because they're basically a clam, but they're not. They don't have a shell. They're a worm, but biologically they're a clam.
Gotcha.
But anyway, they make their way into the wood, and then they eat their way. So the wood looks fine, and then all of a sudden, actually, like the Legend of Moby Dick was started by that because this fucking whale rammed this boat, and then the boat like got destroyed because it was all weak from being hollowed out from the, and they spent so many hundreds of years trying to come up with different ways of putting sheathing or different types of coatings on the boats, tar and all this kind of stuff.
Fiberglass.
It wasn't until the British started sheathing their vessels in copper. And then not only did it stop those fucking worms from eating their boats because they're not eating into copper, but it also made them like way faster and way more like
they could wax them.
Able to like defeat. So that's how the British had like the most undefeated navy in history, is because they started sheathing their vessels in copper, trying to fight these worms. But then they were like, hey, cool byproduct is we're like undefeated.
Right. Until they met the USA.
Well. Yeah, well, they gave birth to the USA. It's like every parent's worst nightmare, dude, is that bitch-ass kid that you have that fucking leaves the house, and you're like, they'll be back. And they're going to do it on their own. Okay, good luck with that. Let me go check out their shitty apartment. And then all of a sudden they fucking beat you up and like, who's your daddy? And you're my daddy. Like, what? That's what we did to the fucking British.
Right.
We're like, fuck off, king. Like,
Right.
no, we're going to do this on our, but we know way more than you.
It's like our kids.
Bitch ass king. King George. Who the fuck names their King George anyway? Fuck off, king. And all of a sudden, King George was like, yeah, let me come check out your fucking shitty colonies that you swear is the bee's knees. You got all these fucking Indians that are killing you. Meanwhile, you haven't been paying your rent on this cool apartment that we got you. Remember how we got you this apartment? And you haven't been paying the rent? I'm going to come collect the rent myself. Oh, shit. Who's your daddy, King George? You are little George Washington.
Your fucking wooden teeth.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you got any Toreto worms in them teeth? Anyway.
Oh, shit.
History according to average. That's how that is. But anyway, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going. I don't know where I came from, and I don't know where I'm going.
We were talking about last meals, and now we're on Toreto worms. George Washington.
I don't know what my last meal would be.
And all of your trove of information about how you scroll through the internet.
Dude, I seriously have scoliosis. Like
I get in a vortex on shit, and I just fucking... You watch one, and then just keep... Next thing you know, you're an hour and a half later, and it's like, fuck.
Well, I read a lot of articles. Like, once you click on one, then it... Like, sometimes I don't even have to follow pages.
Right.
Like, they'll just be suggested for me because I clicked on one, and I don't follow any of them.
Yeah.
But one of the ones, and I'll give them a shout out because, we got 4 listeners.
Right.
But one of the ones I follow on the Facebook is A Daily Dose of History.
Okay.
And
I'm sure that'll come up on mine now.
And they are a non-AI, like everything is like...
handwritten type thing.
Yeah, like real person submitted, like not AI fucking generated. Like a lot of these pages are like AI, and it's kind of bullshit. Yeah. But yeah. But then I get similar pages, and then sometimes you're like, oh, that looks like it might be a paragraph long, and then you click more to expand it, and it's like 3 pages, and you're like, oh shit. But then sometimes you're like, no, don't got time for it. Not that interested. And then other times I'm like, yep, keep going.
Yeah.
And then you end up with that fucking ring on your thighs. That's like, you got that indentation.
Yes.
And then your one foot falls asleep and you're like, God damn it.
Damn it.
Wake up.
I guess it's time to go.
But that's...
So you do this while you're sitting at work then?
Well, no, I don't do that honestly, no.
You don't shit on company time?
No, I do not.
No?
No, I'll scroll on company time. But
what's the difference?
I don't know. I'll tell you what the difference is. I've programmed my body. There's exceptions to the rule,
yes.
But I have made very good progress on. I'm on like a 6 a.m., 6 p.m. schedule, like where.
I hear you.
One of the reasons why I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here, like around 5. Like otherwise, if it hits while I'm sitting in traffic, dude, if I'm fucking bingo stamping my boxers in traffic, it's not gonna be good, dude.
You're pushing the fabric out.
Yeah,
it's trouble.
It's not gonna be good. So that's one of the reasons why. Like I need to be home by 6 p.m. because that's when my body knows it's time to go look at history.
Now you know why I get up so early in the morning. Gotta do it before I can go anywhere.
Yeah, if you
I don't want to get stuck in the porta john.
It's unnatural.
No, yeah,
and it makes you feel terrible. Christ,
I'm getting a good little collection over here.
Yeah, you are.
Not quite Bob collection.
No, that's only 4.
Okay.
Miss Bob. I miss having Bob on the podcast.
Where's he been?
I don't know. I wish he would come to a podcast.
Maybe you'll hear this and come out.
I hope.
come back.
I hope. It's, my door is open. We can do podcasts any night of the week. As it turns out, there's no like bylaws for the podcast community that says, oh, you're limited to XYZ. Meanwhile, I reached out to Tracy, be like, hey, when's your next episode dropping?
Has she dropped her first one yet?
She dropped the first 6 minutes, dude, and it was 6 minutes of becoming her. And I'm like, dude, when's the next?
Was that the one?
Fucking 6 minutes coming out. Yeah, the one she sent to
the introduction or whatever it was.
Yeah. She only sent it to everybody she knows.
I got it. I got it.
I say that like I don't fucking promote this podcast to everybody I know.
We try, and we still only have 4 listeners.
Which is why we have 4 people.
Actually, I think we're up to 12 on YouTube, aren't we?
Well,
or did it go up?
Those are the people that clicked subscribe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still.
That doesn't mean they're listening. Dude, you know how many fucking shits I subscribe to where I'm like, let's do them a solid fucking subscribe. I don't fucking subscribe.
But you listen, watch
I subscribe
one thing.
for them, but I don't subscribe for me. If that makes sense.
I hear you. Yeah, I get.
Like they get credit for me subscribing, but I don't actually subscribe.
That's why I subscribe to you,
the average man. I get
just
that.
to give you credit.
Well, you don't need to listen to the podcast. You're on the podcast.
I know, but I like to know what I say. Because by the time I leave here, I'm usually half fucking in the bag.
Right.
Usually it's either one of those or a bunch of vodkas.
Yeah, a bunch of vodkas. Well, speaking of.
2 or 3.
What time is it? I might need another one before we finish this up.
Ooh, jeez, I almost spilled that. It's 9
o'clock. And then you can come up with a would you rather while I'm making another old fashioned, maybe like a death row would you rather. Well, think about it. I'll be black. You stay white there. All right, I'm back. Right. We're back.
Hey,
yeah. We're back.
Yeah. Hi.
I got a freshie.
Yeah.
Got a freshie. All right. Let's bring this thing home. Okay, so would you not a prison would you rather, but would you rather?
All right.
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
So, would you rather have $750,000 right now?
Okay, so far off to a good start.
Right now.
Looking good.
Or have Mrs. Average make a 3-foot putt?
Uphill, downhill.
It's got to be tough. She gets 2 shots at it, so probably a downhill left to righter.
She gets 2 attempts at a downhill left to right. Left to right?
Maybe just a straight downhill putt.
3-foot putt.
You know that's the toughest putt in golf for us amateurs.
For what do I get if she makes it?
$1 million. What is it? $5 million.
$5 million. Tax free? $750 cash under the table, tax free, or
all of it's tax free. Yeah,
everything is you just tap briefcase, like here you go, stacks.
Yep.
Can I get it in Iraqi dinar?
No.
Oh, that's a callback to one of our least listened to episodes, by the way. Fat stacks of dinar. For those of you out there in podcast land, scroll back to fat stacks of dinar.
That's way back.
Yeah, that's way back. It wasn't a good episode, which is why nobody listened to it. But it turns out
here we are.
I have a lot of Iraqi dinar in my home. Yeah.
Has Mrs. Average ever made a putt?
That was one of those. One of those things that I was scrolling and went. You know, if Iraq actually does get the financial reset and it's like $1 for dinar,
yeah,
I'm gonna make out like a fucking hero. I'm gonna order, and I went on the internet onto this weird like black market cash website thing where you can like order cursed money, dude. And there's bloodstains on some of the bills.
I'm sure Is it a bill or is it a coin?
No, I have cash money, dude.
Do you?
I swear to Christ,
bought it?
I have stacks of Iraqi dinar in bands, dude. I got bands. I have bands of Iraqi dinar. I swear to Christ.
You bought it because
there was this whole internet rumor that was going around.
So you paid $10 and you got stacks.
That was Iraq is going to get a reset where the dinar is going to be basically 1-to-1 against the dollar.
Did that happen to be April 1st?
No, but
When you read that story?
But it was a time in my life where I had a little bit of disposable cash.
How long have you had it?
Years, several years.
Really?
Yeah.
How's it looking now?
It's about the same as when I bought it. I haven't lost money.
Kind of like that Robinhood stock we bought?
I haven't lost money. It hasn't.
No, it's just level.
Okay,
the whole.
So to put it in perspective, I don't think it could go down in value. I don't think it's possible to go down in value, but it has not devalued since I bought it. Every once in a while, every couple months, I'm like, oh, I wonder what the dinar is doing. No, it's still worthless.
Still got to hold on to it.
It's still I
Is it in a box in your garage?
I could use it
or
for
what?
toilet paper in a pinch. You know?
Yeah.
I got stacks, dude. Stacks
How
of
many
dinar.
stacks?
I got
Like, are they in like $100 stacks, or are they?
they're bands. I don't know. It's not like U.S. Bank bands where, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
But I have
Like $50 in each band.
no. I have thousands and thousands. Dude, I have many thousands of Iraqi dinar. Yeah, it's I have a lot of dinar, is what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness!
Which in U.S. dollars, not a lot of money. Like it's not. It's almost a Chipotle order.
Right.
Imagine go to pick up your Chipotle order and just stacks. You guys accept dinar here? Is that? But it's a lot of dinar. Anyway, so back to your would you rather. I think I'm taking the 750 cash money.
I think
Because you know why? I'm not a big risk taker.
has Mrs. Average ever tried your putter out, or
Bro, what? What? Have you met Mrs. Average?
has she ever? I think I've seen her swing a golf club before.
I doubt it.
No.
I doubt it. I've seen her swing a golf club maybe twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not something that she's
Didn't she break your driver head off at Union
No.
Hills that one time, or is that you?
That was me.
Oh.
But it wasn't intentional. I didn't do it out of like I'm going to break this shit. It just broke.
Right.
I don't even want to talk about that because that was the high watermark. Like that, it was. I went into the lowest point in my golf career.
It wasn't quite then.
Right after that. No, it was. It was right after that.
Was it? Mm-hmm. The Great Eagle.
It was. No, that wasn't Great Eagle.
When you played with me that one day, and
Yeah,
was like,
but
fuck, this is it.
It was before that my driver had broke.
That's when, right?
Yeah.
Well before that.
And then that's when I went into that spiral of I just went and got another driver off the rack. I tried to self-correct. We've been through this all on the podcast.
Yeah.
In the early episodes. For those of you that are interested in golf, go and listen to those. If you're not, we understand, which was why we've kind of moved away from the golf thing and into the more, let's talk about how much Iraqi dinar we have.
If you lined up the putt for Mrs. Average, you don't think she could?
Oh, and this is not a judgment like, I think she's got no athletic, nothing like that.
No,
What I'm saying is,
yeah.
you just said it's one of the hardest putts in
It
golf.
It is a 3-foot putt. It's hard for me.
I don't know that I would
I
take
know.
the putt. If I was putting it, I'd probably just give me the 750.
Yeah. Right.
The amount that I could go to the Caribbean with 750. If you gave me 750 cash money right now, I could go get I could go get a decent boat. You could live out your best life in the Philippines,
Right?
apparently,
You
for
can come pick me up.
$1,800 a month.
Apparently,
so
yeah.
for 750,
Apparently it's
dude,
real cheap over there.
Dude, you got a mansion on the highest spot on the island. Yeah, I'm still not going to the Philippines,
but yeah,
but
true.
for 750, I don't have to, I would probably take that instead of $5 million.
2 shots at it.
I'm not saying I would take 750 instead of $5 million. What I'm saying is, can you imagine the amount of regret that you would have if you didn't, if it
like a game show,
if it
man.
just lipped out,
Yeah,
dude, you would And then the
Or
amount of
she left it short.
And then the amount of resentment that you had against your wife forever, dude, forever. Do you ever forgive your wife for missing that putt?
Man.
And then she's blaming you because you gave her the read.
Right.
And,
she hit the ground
well,
behind
it
the
doesn't
fucking
matter.
ball.
It doesn't matter, dude. You
Like you do.
You gave her the read. You told her you can
Right.
do this, and she
Yep.
went, okay, well, if it's for a lot of money, okay, here, and then just misses it, and you're like, no, okay, you really got to focus here.
What about a 2-foot putt for $2.5 million?
Again, I think this.
And $500,000.
I'm perfectly fine.
The closer you get, the
dude,
less
I ain't
money.
I ain't trying to buy a mega yacht.
I've seen Sexy miss a fucking 2-inch putt.
I have missed lots of those. It
happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
Just give me the 750. That's my thing. Like I'll just
Take the guaranteed money.
Yep. Just make it to where I don't have to go to my fucking job ever again.
Could you retire on
Probably.
500 or 750?
Probably.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you know why? Because I'm not a fucking idiot. Because I'm not going to go out and buy all kind of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, like, I'm just going to live within my means.
All right.
I'm going to invest in weird international currency, dude, that's definitely going to pay dividends. I'm going to take at least 300 of that and invest it in like fucking whatever the currency is in Suriname. That's on the rise.
That a bot?
What, Suriname?
I don't know.
No,
I don't even know where that's
Suriname,
at.
South America.
Oh, is it?
It's adjacent to.
How does he know this shit?
It's adjacent to Guyana. It was a Dutch colony. It's in northeast South America. Bro, dude, you don't know about Suriname? No. It's like one of the jewels of South America. Like if I have to go spend time in South America, everybody's going to Costa Rica and Bolivia and all this shit. Suriname, not a bad place to go.
Suriname's underrated.
It is. It's a sleeper fucking country. They only got like 3 million people total. Like it's a small country, or might be less than that. It's a small country. It's a little
smaller than Phoenix.
It's a small country. But they got, dude, it's a Dutch colony, which means they got Dutch women.
Oh.
Which, not really. They're South American Dutch, which is, it's not Helga the masseuse.
They're not wearing the wooden shoes?
No. That's Holland, by the way. Totally whole other country. You're thinking of. So David, what Holland is and what Denmark is.
So they're wearing orange.
Actually, wait, never mind. You know what? I'm the one that fucked that up. Because the Dutch are the ones from Holland.
Those fucking weird wooden shoes.
Denmark is Danish. I fucked that up. I do like a good cheese Danish. But the Dutch, I don't like a Dutch oven, but I do like a cheese Danish.
Missy likes the Dutch ovens.
Yeah, so she. Good morning, Missy.
God. I finally outsmarted the.
You did. I know. He got one over on me. Jesus Christ. Write that down. I was having that conversation with somebody today.
Just like that wooden box
at
Mrs.
work.
Edwards gave you before.
I'm not talking about that. At work, I was sitting there working away. Like I was actually doing actual real work today, which is weird.
I know. You're there till close.
It almost never happens. And then somebody was talking to me over my shoulder, and I was like, I said something, and it was just subliminally. It was like I was having a conversation on the podcast. Like I said something, and I go, "So David, what this means," and then within the explanation of "So David, what this means is," within that there was another word that I was like, and then "So David, what that means is," and I was like, "Oh shit, dude, I'm at work," and I turned around, and it was like 1,000-yard stare. Fucking Rabbi Shmuley is behind me. Like, what?
Huh?
And I'm like, all right. And then I had to go, okay. So what the podcast is.
You had to go through it.
I had to have this whole. I'm like, hey, look, like one of my best friends in the world loves not to know. Best guy you ever met.
Live his best life every day.
Impossible to be in a bad mood around him. Like, you could be having the worst day of your life, and all of a sudden, like, you just can't be in a bad mood around him. Like, he's just that guy.
He's always happy.
But he loves not to know.
Yeah.
Like, general information that
clue.
Like, prime candidate for are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Right.
And it's not because he's not smart. It's because he just loves not to know.
We could put him up against a third grader.
Like, super intelligent guy. Like, he could solve problems if you put him on an island somewhere. Like, he's not an idiot. The subtext to the "So David" is implying that he's an idiot, which he's not.
He's not.
He's far from an idiot.
No. He just don't know a lot of stuff that we talk about.
He loves not to know.
Right. He don't know the inside jokes.
Yeah. So that's where that comes from. And
I don't know half of them either.
I was having to explain that to somebody. Is the first rule of Condescension Club is, well, it's highly technical. You probably wouldn't understand it. Like.
So David,
what condescension means. But it's all a joke. Like, I don't really think that I'm smarter than anybody. You know, I just like to use words sometimes that
you like to confuse people.
That some people might not know. And part of that is so that I can make up an explanation that is total horseshit. Yeah. So I can be like, oh, that means this.
Yeah.
And then, have him eat out of my hand like a sugar cube, and you get that little
horse lip.
Yeah, with the stray hair.
How'd that work out for you?
It didn't work out so good. I feel like we talked about this on the last podcast.
It's still funny. Did your wound heal?
It did. Well, mostly. I have like a hard spot.
Oh, that's gonna be there the rest of your life.
Yeah, probably. It's a nodule.
Yeah.
I feel like I could open it up at any point and just put like a DC plug in there.
Put a colostomy bag on it.
Yeah. I have it. I wonder if Mrs. Average saved that adapter.
Maybe you could just zip it.
Yeah, I could just
zip. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going with the $750 cash.
All right.
And I'm not gonna make Mrs. Average.
Missy took one golf lesson in.
She actually took a lesson.
We were in Jamaica.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah. So every morning at 7 a.m. I got up, took a bus. It was all inclusive to the golf course.
Was it the night bus?
Played golf. No, I don't think so.
Was it like, take it away, Earl?
No. It was usually me and one or two other people. That was it. But I'd go play golf in the morning, be back to the resort by 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Swimsuit, meet Missy down by the pool. And she got free lessons.
At the resort? Or did she have to go to the course?
She went to the golf course with me on one of the days. I can't remember why she went there with me, but she did. And they gave her free golf lessons. She didn't do very good.
You're kidding.
It wasn't putting. It was just trying to, I think it was a driver or something.
Start with a driver.
I don't
That's
know.
How they do it in Jamaica?
I don't know. I was busy doing
golfing.
You know what? I think she showed up later, too. She didn't take the bus with me in the morning.
So it was like Reggie fucking goes out there and like, oh, man,
yeah.
she got a great rock. Let's get her a driver in her hand.
5 Jamaicans and Missy.
Yeah. Yeah. You're kidding. And she's like, oh, what do I do?
That's a big driver. Anywho, but yeah, she couldn't swing a club because she said her boobs got in the way. I'm like, well, that's not how it works.
Well, you got to move.
You don't move your arms.
As somebody that's pretty well endowed themselves, yeah. I don't quite have the car wash titties, but
no, but it's
you
not.
Move. You move. Yeah, you don't move.
You don't go around.
You don't move the arms across the boobs.
You move the boobs.
You move the moves. Yeah.
The moobs.
Whatever.
The boobs.
It's a pretty good old fashioned. Paige Sporanic would say that you just you move.
They had a really good slow-mo the first swing.
Oh, did you get video of Missy's golf lesson? Can we put that up on the internet?
I did not. Oh, I wish I would have.
Almighty, dude. That would be almost the best. Well, that could go viral.
She's been to the driving range with me before, too.
All right.
Well, Top Golf and all that stuff, you know.
That's going to happen. The Good Morning Missy golf slow-mo video is probably happening soon.
Yes.
So, state what you want to do is go ahead and smash that subscribe button on YouTube, because the Good Morning Missy golf swing is probably happening. It's going to be right up there with the Cholo.
We should just start a Good Morning Missy channel.
Ooh.
With all of the crazy videos.
That's
and
trademarked. Don't even try to start that.
Yeah.
Because we're doing it.
Yep. I like it.
All right.
All right.
Hey, on that note,
we should start looking at that tonight.
It's close. We're almost there. It's within reason. All right. We ran out of. I feel like it ran its course.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Well, I'm going to actually start. Dude, I had 45, 47 ideas throughout the week that I just didn't write down.
Dude, I try and think. Well, this week was a little different because we were both sick.
Yeah. Some of my best ideas come when I'm feverish.
Yeah.
And I just didn't write it down.
You're in a fetal position in the shower.
I should have just talked into my phone.
Yeah, it's got several functions in there that does that.
I have lots of resources at my disposal, and I just chose not to do any of it.
Keep a pen and a pad of paper next to your bed.
All right. Well, we learned a lot. Get your colostomy gumbo at the unnamed restaurant in Havasu. Y'all can figure it out if you're locals.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what else we learned. Oh, the teredo worm.
Teredo worm. Yeah.
Stay away. Don't launch a wooden boat into the sea.
The Dutch wear the wooden shoes.
You'll die. Yeah, the Dutch are from Holland. That's a thing. Iraqi dinar, not a good investment. And
I got to see this.
What, stacks of dinar?
Yeah,
I got stacks of dinar, dude.
I got to see them.
Well, Mrs. Average is going to have to. She hid them from me. So
I'm sure. So you don't spend them all in one place.
I know, because I was going to be out fucking at the Iraqi strip club, dude, where they're revealing the eye, below the eye,
like COVID,
just making it rain.
Yeah, dinar. You can cover your whole face.
Yeah. All right. Till next time, Average and Whip. We're not seeing you in the rough anymore, or we're still seeing. I don't. Who can remember? I don't know. Whatever. It's fucking over. We'll see you next time. Bye.